So what will it take to rid us of Governor Andrew Cuomo? He said again today, he is not resigning. We have to follow the facts, he said. Wait for the facts, weigh the facts.
As I've told New Yorkers many times, there are facts and then there are opinions. And I've always separated the two. When I do briefings, I put out the facts and then I offer my opinions. But they are two different concepts. Politicians who don't know a single fact, but yet form a conclusion and an opinion, are, in my opinion, reckless and dangerous. The people of New York should not have confidence in a politician who takes the position without knowing any facts or substance. That, my friends, is politics at its worst. Politicians take positions for all sorts of reasons, including political expediency and bowing to pressure. But people know the difference between playing politics, bowing to cancel culture, and the truth. People know the difference between playing politics, bowing to cancel culture, and the truth.
This would be funny if it wasn't so preposterous. A guy who mangled and twisted facts for years to serve his interests and protect his regime is now telling you, us, that we should follow the facts. Seriously. Okay, so let's break this down. Cuomo clings to the wreckage of his administration. He says he won't resign and wants to wait for the facts. The cynics, which when it comes to Cuomo include most of us, say he's stalling, hoping this will blow over. But the truth is that the investigations now underway are at least as likely to make things even worse for him. And I'm not even just talking about the two investigations with Attorney General Tish James. There are more. The feds. There's an investigation, a police investigation in Albany, raised the possibility of criminal behavior, touching, not just talking, in his sexual harassment scandals. Time may really not be on his side right now. Much of the state's congressional delegation today called on Governor Cuomo to resign. They said Cuomo had lost the power to govern. That is political shorthand for, I am not wasting another ounce of political capital on you, Mr. Governor. Those calling on him to quit included AOC and arguably the most powerful member of the delegation in New York, Representative Jerry Nadler, the chair of the Judiciary Committee, who just weeks ago led the impeachment of Donald Trump for fostering an insurrection. You are not that far from seeing an impeachment in Albany. Just the idea is stunning when you first think about it. The Democratic-controlled assembly in Albany impeaching the governor of their own party. That would be a true way to say it if the Assembly's Democratic Party was Cuomo's party, but it isn't. Cuomo's party is the Cuomo Party, which confusingly in New York State is the New York State Democratic Party. His people are part of that party, but dozens and dozens of democratically elected state lawmakers who ran on the Democratic line are not part of the New York State Democratic Party, which is actually just Cuomo's party. Cuomo's got his machine, and there's other machines being built on the outside. Confusing, I know. All for one, that one is Andrew Cuomo. You can rule by inspiring loyalty, or you can rule by invoking fear. And Cuomo chose fear, and now he has little precious loyalty to save him. As announced by the Assembly Speaker Carl Hastie, the Assembly is preparing to lead the first impeachment of a New York State governor in 108 years. The only governor to ever be impeached was William Sulzer, who was impeached and convicted of pocketing campaign contributions. Now, think about this. How bad did it have to get to impeach a New York lawmaker for corruption? Just think about that for a second. But Sulzer's political offense was that he actually broke with his benefactors at Tammany Hall by ordering an inquiry into highway contracts. In other words, Sulzer was punished for his disloyalty. a prophetic signal to Andrew Cuomo, who may soon wish he had tried building loyalty instead of fear. That's what's to come. And I just want to kind of break down what could happen. We are in the middle of budget time. We're starting budget time. In 2 weeks, Governor Cuomo is supposed to present his budget to Albany, to the legislature. This is always a very toxic time in Albany. If he were to resign before then, suddenly that budget process would be taken over by the Lieutenant Governor, Kathy Hochul. I think Governor Cuomo is using the power of the budget negotiations and the control of the budget as a tool, as a mechanism to have control over the situation. It will send Albany, whether people want to actually deal with Governor Cuomo or not in this budget crisis, because it is a budget crisis, whether they want to deal with him or not, it would send Albany into a frenzy, into absolute chaos if he had to resign in the middle of budget time and Kathy Hochul had to take over. I think some people would think, oh, it's going to be easier to get things pushed through with Kathy Hochul because she doesn't have, frankly, the experience of running a budget in New York State. But, be careful what you ask for. Sometimes it's good to know what you're getting into with Andrew Cuomo and how to barter than not. But I don't know. I mean, these are big questions. These are the underlying issues that are at hand right now. And it's not just about him resigning. Some people are saying that the assembly moving forward on impeachment is actually a delay tactic to prevent him from stepping down. And part of that is because you have many assembly members who support Governor Cuomo, many who do not. You still have some Republicans in the assembly and some Republicans more so in the Senate who are going to feed on a moment in which Governor Cuomo, if he steps down, suddenly all the different, everybody who wants something is going to come forward preying on this budget. And just keep in mind, the economy in New York is not doing great. There's a lot of resources needed to rebuild roads, to rebuild the subway, to fund our schools, which are notoriously and illegally underfunded, public schools. There is conversation about a wealth tax on the rich. Of course, real estate is always at play here. And then there's the nursing home scandal, which does play into how things are funded in the state of New York. So it'll be very interesting to see if he makes it through. I think he makes it through because folks want to be able to work through this budget in an effective way. But you don't know. We don't know. And also, there are plenty of people who want to run for governor. And would it be better to run against Andrew Cuomo next time or in an open seat if he were to resign? Or would it be better to run against Kathy Hochul? And, be careful what you ask for because, she could very well be somebody that people like, a refresh eye. Who knows? Who knows? There are a lot of factors here, but we will keep covering them because things are happening very quickly. And I love talking New York politics, as you guys know. We have a great show for you today. We're not talking about New York politics today. We are actually going to be talking about an economic bill of rights that has been presented in Wisconsin. Very exciting. We have Representative Christina Shelton and Francesca Hong. Those representatives are coming on to join us to discuss the economic bill of rights that they've presented. And later we have Natalie Shore and Piper Winkler to talk about today's news. It's Femme Friday, something uniquely. We do this on our show. And shout out to the folks who profiled us for that this week, I should say, for our unique Femme Friday. It's our way of shifting and changing the way that this ecosystem works. YouTube politics is very male heavy, and we are very focused on shifting that. So thanks for joining us. Thanks for watching and listening to The Nomiki Show. But remember to click like and subscribe on YouTube and please share on social media. If you're not already a patron, please join us for as low as $5 a month on patreon.com/The Nomiki Show for early and special content. That investment makes a huge difference. We are not corporate media raking in the dough. It's really you guys that are keeping us going. So please consider being a patron. And to our current patrons, thank you so much. We are incredibly grateful to you. We also now have swag. So check us out on thenomikishow.com to get your mugs, your totes, and your stickers.